Shalom. Call halal Yahweh Bashem Shai by Hashem Rakakwadash. Double honors unto the apostles and the elders. Salutations to all my fellow laborers doing this work in truth and sincerity, risking their lives and their freedom to do so, now more so than ever. To the scattered elect that are scattered around the four corners of the earth, that be like unto the speckled bird, the Israelite foreigners. And to the Akwath that are listening and learning, to you, I say Shalom. This is your brother Malcolm from the branch of the Great Millstone here in Chicago, coming at you with another lesson in truth. What you're looking at is the actress Cleopatra Coleman. All right? And I'm not sure if she's Jacob or she's not, because she has that look as if one of her parents was a heathen. She's very light complected. She's physically attractive to me. You know, she's me. It's me in those lips, man. I got a thing with women with lips like hers, and I personally think the woman is extremely attractive. But the reason that she's on the screen is because I just was watching a movie on Netflix called In the Shadow of the Moon, and some of the events that take place in it are apocalyptic type events, end day type events, which all these Hollywood directors use the Bible as inspiration, because this movie definitely has the end of days vibration. So let me grab a couple quick scriptures. First one is I guess since I'm here, I'll start here. I did Habakkuk first. This is Habakkuk 2:1. I'm going to read probably through verse 4. And it reads, I will stand upon my watch and set upon the tower, and will watch to see what he will say unto me, and what I shall answer when I am reproved. And Yahweh answered me and said, write the vision and make it plain upon tables, that he may run that readeth it. For the vision is yet for an appointed time, but at the end it shall speak and not lie. Though it tarry, wait for it, because it shall surely come, it will not tarry. Behold, his soul which is lifted up is not upright in him, but the just shall live by faith. So the just are living by faith. All right, where everyone's is fear, in fear about the things that are coming to pass. We're looking that are coming down the pipe, and we're actually excited about it because we've been waiting for these things. Another quick scripture. Ecclesiasticus, or the book of Sirach. Not Ecclesiastes, Second Ezra, Salakia. As you know, often the Lord will give prophets who lived at different times the same visions. All right? He will give them the same visions just to prove his word. But this is Second Ezra 9:1, and it reads, he answered me then and said, measure thou the time diligently in itself, and when thou seest part of the signs pass, which I have told thee before, then shalt thou understand that it is the very same time wherein the highest will begin to visit the world which he made. Therefore, when there shall be seen earthquakes and uproars of the people in the world, then thou shalt well understand that the Most High spake of those things from the days that were before thee, even from the beginning. For like as all the world is made, for like as all that is made in the world hath a beginning and an end, and the end is manifest. Right? So the end of times are literally before your face. When you just look at the amount of damage being done by the Lord through nature, with the flooding and the fires and the earthquakes and the landslides all over the world, uproars of the people. Dabu 7 just put up a video challenging Americans and asking all you oath keepers and takers Where you at? Because there was 4 different European countries where people were out in mass numbers fighting against their governments. Some cases, the police joining onto the side of the people. But, Americans are heavily fluorinated and docile, when it comes to certain things. And cowards, because this really isn't the home of the brave after all. Because a lot of things that are being done to American citizens, citizens in other countries would already have burned down the White House and every government building and everything else for violating their rights and their constitution, et cetera, et cetera. Americans are really cowardly. And yeah. All right. But getting back to this story with Miss Cleopatra here, she was a black suspect, all right, that fell in front of a train after being tased, all right, and then was torn apart, torn to pieces by the train. And 10 years later, the black activists are seeking justice and riots, for this unarmed suspect that was murdered. Now, the crazy thing, when these events took place, she was a suspect in, like, I would say, a bioterrorist scenario. All right. And like I said, light skin with freckles, as if one of her parents was a heathen. Yet, when they put out the, kind of looking, like Chloe Kravitz, and yet when they put that out there and they put out the artist's depiction of her, it actually looked nothing like her. All right, because the art, and because in the movie, I guess her head was shaved for this role, because the big image of her is the way she looked in the movie. All right, I guess these are other images of her, and with her hair on her head, but her hair was shaved for this role. And as you're looking at this large picture of her, all the women that would be rounding up look like Venus and her sister. Look like they were rounding up women that were very dark complected Negro women. So any Negro would matter, and it just goes to show you the racism and the hatred of Esau Edom. Because how you gonna go around, rounding up all these dark skinned women, Nia Long and these chocolate brown skinned women, and when this is your suspect. All right, it just goes to show you, man, that they don't care nothing about you, and that was very, very biased to me. And the way these women were being treated, getting rounded up, snatched up off the streets, because they were looking for this woman here, and the women that they were snatching up looked absolutely nothing like her. All right, like I said, this woman looks as if one of her parents could be a heathen. Now, for her sake, I hope that if that is true, I don't know, that it's her mother, not her father. Because if her father's a heathen, then so is she. All right? Because remember that biblically, according to the Lord, a person is whatever your father determines your nationality, not your mother. So it really has nothing to do with color or any of that thing. All right? Whatever your father is, whatever seed he comes from, that is who you are. End of story. There's no argument. There's nothing to be said about it. All right, but in this movie, there was some sort of blood virus, because what was happening was people began to bleed from their eyes, nose, ears, and mouth. Proving to you what I always say, all three are connected. All right, so you can't cover up your nose and your mouth to protect you from anything that was possibly airborne. All right, and I'll leave it at that, because if something is really airborne, you'd have to create an airtight seal for both your eyes and your ears as well. So if you're walking around restricting your breathing, All right, but your ears and eyes are uncovered, you are not safe. All right, if something is really in the air around you that could actually harm you. All right, just so you know that. All right. Um, but yeah, let's grab another scripture because yeah, that and what was happening was people were like you know like pilots and drivers and things like that were collapsing and you know there was a guy at a concert playing a piano, an orchestra type thing, and you know he's just people just start dropping left and right, and it turns out that this suspect was injecting people with something and killing them. And I haven't finished watching the movie. Normally I do that. I watch movies in parts because I'm usually watching quite a few at a time. That's the good thing about Netflix, so I can circle back. Or you know, this one actually seemed to be pretty good though. I actually look forward to finishing it. But because I want to see what the writers, the twist and everything's because now after being torn apart and 10 years later everyone rioted in her behalf, all right, and which is bullshit in itself because they don't even riot for people who died today or yesterday. You're gonna riot for someone who died 10 years ago, you know? But that this and the crimes that she was accused of or apparently was committing, and maybe there's gonna be some reason why these people were supposed to, I don't know. I'm anxious to see. But it just goes to show you, man, when you look at the events that's happening in the world and you look at uh, the fact that the Lord controls all matter of death, whether they come from nature or a person. The Lord is great and terrible, man. As a matter of fact, let's get that. All right, because Christianity has brainwashed people with lies in so many ways. The same way that people have been brainwashed to believe that a woman is equal to a man, and and it's not. The Lord set up a order. He set up balance.